Now then, we are joined by Becky White, the Skills Development Officer from Adoption UK. Now, Becky, the results from that survey, I mean, they are shocking. So as far as you're concerned, I mean, is there a key point, you know, when you start looking for a solution to this?
Yeah, what we know is that around 3/4 of children who are adopted have experienced abuse and neglect in the early part of their lives. So for us at Adoption UK, we're very concerned to raise awareness of this, to raise awareness of the fact that the early experiences of children change how they develop and grow, so that even many years later their foundations are different from children who had a secure, nurturing childhood. That in school that might come out as surprising behaviours that you can't explain, but if you have understanding of attachment, understanding of trauma and the impacts of that, it becomes very clear why that behaviour is happening, and then there are some strategies you can use to help the environment be more supportive for the child and to help them to increase their tolerance and to enable themselves to be able to manage their own emotions and their own behaviour. So awareness
right across
in education and right across society, really, that this is an invisible disability, really.
And it was said in the film, actually, you know, it's very hard for one teacher in a classroom to deal with all the needs of the different children. But how can mainstream schools ensure that they are as equipped as possible then to deal with this issue?
There's quite a lot of training available on attachment and trauma. What we've found is that the kind of techniques that will help and support children who've experienced early trauma and neglect, they'll do no harm to any child and will be positively beneficial to a lot of children. There are 70,000 children in care in the UK. Many of those children will have experienced abuse and neglect and will benefit from this. So we'd recommend schools seek out training, come to organisations like Adoption UK and look at the resources we've got for schools. But at Adoption UK, we would really want to call for this to be included as part of initial teacher training, that when teachers graduate and are ready to begin their first year of teaching, they already know this stuff. Because it affects a significant number of children.
And actually, it'll probably help generally as well with their teaching and what they're observing from the children.
Yes, and we know that teachers are very good at holding these things in mind. Teachers are able to manage lots of different needs in the classroom, and we believe that teachers, this could be a key for a lot of children.
And Becky, what do you say to adoptive parents then? Because it must be heartbreaking for them. I mean, they're doing the very best for the child anyway, and yet there they are, they're turning up at the school gates and just keeping everything crossed that the child's going to be able to get through the day. Yes,
and undergoing the walk of shame to the head teacher's office. And many children are not adopted quite as young as we'd imagine. The average age is around 3.5, so some parents are adopting their children, then almost immediately taking them to school. And having to make that choice of which school will be the best, we would recommend broadening your horizons as to what you think the ideal school for you might be. A small, nurturing village school might be good, but at the same time, a bigger school with a broader intake of students might have more resources and more experience to deal with a child with some unusual behaviours. We would suggest that you visit the schools, don't just go off the Ofsted report, go to the school, get a feel for the school, talk to the staff. Tell them that your child is adopted and might need extra help. And if they say something like, oh, no, I'm sure it'll be fine, then you might want to consider looking elsewhere. If they come back to you and say, oh, we've had training in that, or, oh, yes, we understand something about attachment, then you've got something you can work with there and you can begin a conversation, a dialogue with the school.
Yeah, and you're an adoptive mum yourself to 2 children.
Yes.
You know, it shouldn't put people off the whole schooling thing, because it is tricky, but there are ways around it.
It is tricky. We've got some wonderful stories of Adoption UK members who found a great school for their children, and their children are thriving and doing really well. There are challenges to adoptive parenting, but I think if you go into that with your eyes open, you're prepared in the initial stages to seek out support where it might be found through organisations like Adoption UK or other organisations that are out there, and you've got your eyes open to what's out there, then yes, adopted families can thrive, adopted children, care experienced children can do well and succeed.
Thank you, Becky, so much. Thank you.